Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Backstage Showcase, where we delve into a single character, prop, location, or whatnot from our archives and dissect its history and its development. I'm Andrew Bermudez, and today we are going to be talking about Block Sauniere, the minor character in Johnny Thunder and the Secret of Marco Polo. Today we are joined by the actor who played Block Sauniere in the film. His name is Bermudez, and he is here right now.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. Yes, indeed.
So when we first created this character, one of the things that we came up with was when we turned the beginning for Secret of Marco Polo into the murder that we now have in the finished film, this character was created to play homage to the Da Vinci Code. So, how did it feel playing a character that is older than your real life age?
Wow. Well, it made me feel younger. But actually, I thought the part was quite short. I didn't have much time since I have a real job outside of making voices, so I was okay with the part.
Now, as you can see here, when we developed Block Sauniere, here's the initial concept art, and then here is the finished product. We went through a lot of changes. I remember at the time, Daniel Bermudez, who originally created the character and worked on the original versions of the film, said that he wanted a character who had essentially outlived his usage, as I remember he had put it. But when I later took the character down certain paths with his return in Johnny Thunder and the Wisdom of the Ancients and the prologue and things like that, I also gave him a bit of additional mystery. I guess that's the way you could put it, is that this character has a lot of mystery to it. So, not just in this case, but one thing I've noticed is that this was the first time that you had played a character in an animated film. Before then, you'd played some characters like the piano player and W, but this was the first time that you played a character for animation. So how did you feel that was different at the time?
Well, I don't know. I actually asked Andrew to tell me, I asked you to tell me a little bit more about the character so I can get into the character mode that you wanted us to show in the movie.
So now I want to briefly talk about Block Sauniere's cameo in Johnny Thunder and the Wisdom of the Ancients, because in that movie we learn a little bit more about the character, because not only do we know now that he knew about the Golden Dragon and was protecting it, but now we also know that he was a close associate of Dr. Daniel Thunder, and that the character was originally a Freemason as well.
Well, I guess that's why I kind of like the character, because you added all that about him, and I didn't have to study that hard about the part, because I couldn't dedicate that much time to provide the voice, and to spend the time to make it a good part.
But I was just wondering, how did you feel when you heard that you were going to be reprising your role as Block Sauniere, especially since the character was murdered in Secret of Marco Polo?
Well, I was just glad to be part of the effort here. Again, I get excited on the small roles because it just takes less time for me to do. But I have no attachment to these characters. They're just make-believe things, and I go with the flow and do the best I can to give you a good quality product.
So we're going to be wrapping this up in a little bit, but before we do, I have just one more question. Now, Block Sauniere is a pretty undeveloped character, but the Mustache Maniacs Film Co. cinematic universe is always expanding with new details, new character details, new stories, new locations, and things like that. So you never know, we might have another flashback in the future where we talk more about Block Sauniere. So the question I have is that, would you be open to reprising the role again? And if you are, what new details would you bring to the character as we learn more about this character that was always intended to be sort of more or less mysterious?
Ooh, I like the mysterious part. I guess what I would like to know is a little bit more about the mystery, so I could add more to the voice. With respect to his background, and make it very mysterious. Of course, it's easy. It's easy to say he's a mysterious character, but I think there has to be a little bit more of a background description to convince the audience that this guy is truly mysterious and not some boring guy that walks in and just makes up some accent, right? Block Sauniere, and otherwise it may be a little boring. But yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. But I guess I'd like to know a little bit more about where the guy's from, what his background is, and what is it about him that makes him mysterious, so I can do a good job.
And that concludes today's episode of Backstage Showcase. Join us 2 weeks from now, the week after next, as we go over a new, currently undecided topic. I may be joined by another guest by then, but we'll see what goes on. But until then, See you next time.
Yeah, see you next time. All right. Thank you.